So, Season 10 in Motorfest honestly has really been making me think a lot. And to be real, I don't know if it's actually in the best way possible because we all do know Season 10 is here. We're apparently having shorter seasons. We're apparently having an entire year 4 in the game as well, so we could have a huge island and all that stuff added. But that's honestly for a different topic, as I really don't think a gigantic empty island is probably going to help anything. But the reason why I did want to talk about this, though, is we all do know in Season 10, guys, they took a different approach with how they did end up adding stuff in this, at least what I noticed. We all do know we did end up getting the new playlist, which is obviously 4 races, and then after it's 1 race every single week. And then besides that, we also have the hour-long playlist. And the hour-long playlist is really what I wanted to talk about for a minute before I move over to the other few parts I wanted to talk about. So we all do know this playlist is obviously 1 hour long, guys. It could be a little bit less, could be a little bit longer. Really depends on how you drive. But the thing I noticed about this, though, is for one, you obviously have to drive the Ferrari in this. Now, I don't know if anyone does know this. I don't know if I'm completely tripping out of my mind. And I also do want to say thank you, Ubisoft, for providing me with this content, as I was able to play this early and test out some things to really see about this more. The reason why I wanted to mention this, though, is as far as I do know, this entire playlist is only with the Ferrari. I did not see a custom mode for it. I did not see anything else with it at all. And it's obviously the type of thing where you would look at it and go, oh, okay, this is kind of dope. Let me jump into this event. The only thing about this, though, is, guys, at first I thought you would end up getting $2 million for doing this race. That was my initial impression. But you actually have to pay $2 million to enter the event. Now, the issue with this, though, is a lot of players might obviously be grinding or doing different things. Now, I would say at this point, a lot of the higher-up players, what I mean by that is the players that have played the game for a long time, probably have a ton of money. So, yeah, they'll jump right in and do that, and they would pay the $2 million. But the issue I see with this is if you pay this, guys, you jump in, you do the long race, you get rewarded the Ferrari 250 GTO, which is obviously a very expensive car in real life. This thing is 30-something million, $40 million or something like that in real life. It is obviously not cheap whatsoever. But the thing is, though, a lot of players might do this just to do the long race in order to, try to see how the race is. They might not care about the car. They might just want to do the race. And I will say, doing this long race the first time, it was actually kind of cool, but I will admit, I almost fell asleep like 5 or 6 times during this race, guys. I'm not even going to lie. There is, like, no special markers anywhere. There is no, like, dialogue of anything about talking about Hawaii and the different areas. There is literally nothing. It's just you with a super long race going all over the entire island areas. And that is kind of it. So one of the issues I see with that, though, is you might buy this to jump into the entire playlist, which is obviously one event. And once you end up beating it, the problem I see with this is I don't think there's a reason to do it again, bro. At least for me, I don't really think there's a reason to do it again, guys. Like, I did the race twice so far. Obviously, when I was in the early access, I also did it again. And to be real, I will not do this race again, bro. I just have no desire whatsoever to do this hour-long event. And from what I also did know and also noticed about it when checking it is you obviously have to spend $2 million to get into the entire race. Without that, there is no reason to do that, which I would say that alone might discourage players from even doing the race itself because they may not want to drive the Ferrari and do this race. And I'm looking at this going, okay, so I'll get my $2 million back, and from what I got, guys, was the Ferrari on my first completion. Now, I would run this again and see if I get anything from it. I know you can get the title, but to be honest, I don't even want to do this race again, and I highly doubt it's paying you $2 million after you do it. I feel like it's just like a participation thing. When you get it, that's kind of it, which is kind of weird. I feel like they should really be paying you a ton of money afterwards to be at least $2 to $3 million to make your money back from the race. And it takes an hour, bro, of nothing too special going on with the routes or anything, or as I said before, the markers, nothing's going on, the dialogue, there's nothing there. Which I will say for me is honestly very surprising. I was kind of expecting there might be some cool dialogue to keep you engaged in the race and all that. But from what I saw, guys, there is nothing. And on top of that, there's another part to it. There is no custom mode on this race, okay? I was looking all over the place for it. Unless I'm losing my mind and I'm tripping out, bro, I do not see a custom mode on this race. So you pretty much have to do this race in the Ferrari every time. which, to be real with you, makes absolutely no sense with me whatsoever, okay? I kind of thought I was losing my mind at first. I was looking all over this thing for a custom mode. It is not there unless I'm losing it, right? Let me know if it's there, guys. If I'm losing my mind, if it's there, then it's okay, and it's a little bit better for a replayability aspect. But if it really is just in this Ferrari, bro, oh man, I don't know who made that decision at Ivory Tower, but my goodness, these updates massively confuse me, because the point of a racing game is to have more replayability. That's kind of like an entire heart of a racing game, is to have a good replayability in there to keep players coming into the game, right? That's kind of something you want to have in there. And we all do know, again, they are now going to 3-month seasons. They're apparently doing this to get, you know, the biggest way you'd probably look at this is more content or more things being added. And the way I'm looking at this, though, is we are now getting 3-month updates, even though they are now pretty much segmented into different parts of the 3 months. So you're not even getting that much on launch. You'll then have to wait for the middle of that season to get more content, which is probably not even that much. We all do know more stuff is coming, but adding a race like this that has no replayability on launch, you do it. I bet this would probably make most players fall asleep. Just taking a guess there, as the other 10-minute race I did in that one playlist also kind of made me fall asleep. So this one, you might have to pause it, maybe smack yourself around a little bit and have some soda or something to keep you up, because it might actually be like that, bro, at least from what I've noticed. But it's very weird, because we're obviously getting fewer events in this with the overall playlist and stuff added now, with if we're combining the playlist being longer and also fewer races, means we're pretty much getting less replayability with the update, which is kind of odd. We all do know, again, a racing game kind of needs replayability, bro. And if you have something that is, okay, do these races and then wait 1.5 months for the other content, players might literally do that. They'll jump on for the updates and whatever happens, and then pretty much dip, because there's never enough stuff to keep them engaged in this, guys. And the hour-long playlist, looking at this and looking at the other one, and then also thinking about the entire 3-month changes with the updates, I'm like, well, this is honestly confusing me a bit, man. It's also really making me wonder what they're actually thinking over there, because it really does not make a lot of sense to me with how this design is. When I'm looking at the longer hour-long playlist, to be real, guys, I got super excited when I saw this. And I was like, oh, let's go, finally, a long race in the game. And then I checked it, I'm like, wait, it's $2 million to enter, and I can't even drive my other cars in this, at least from what I saw in this, bro. I'm like, wait, what? And you're also not really getting rewarded much of anything from it. Like, was any of this thought out, bro? Did they even think about replayability, that maybe players might want to do this race or something and get more, maybe millions of dollars in some of their favorite cars? Did they even think about some of this stuff? And that's something I wanted to say, though. I'm not over here saying, man, this is the worst thing ever. This is terrible. This is the worst update. It's more for me going, what is the direction that this game is actually going toward right now with this stuff? We all do know the next update is obviously 3 months away. We also do know the big showcase thing is coming. I'm guessing we will end up seeing some type of new island, or maybe they'll add houses. I have no clue, as they're going to have to do something massive in September with this game to even compete with GTA 6 in a tiny capacity, as most players will probably end up moving over anyway, but also players will be on Beam and all that stuff. So, yeah, I don't really understand it, guys. This will definitely have consequences long-term with the game, because to be real, you guys have probably seen a lot of my videos on Motorfest in the past, where I talked about more PvP events, how to make the game better, work on the summits, get this stuff updated to keep players engaged in the game. You know, change around the rewards, change around the events, stop using the same few races and skills in the summits, and using old rewards from the Crew 2 still to this day in the main stage and other things. Like, let's get some new stuff in there. Let's get players engaged. Let's get a new PvP mode in there. Let's get a playground type of mode. I don't know, bro. There's other stuff y'all can do. And almost coming up to 3 years on the game right now, guys, and seeing how they're doing these updates, seeing Season 10, as I did mention before, Season 10 for me is probably the most mid, I will have to admit, the most mid-season launch I've seen in Motorfest since its launch, initial launch, okay, guys? And honestly, it kind of hurts me to say that, because I'm looking at this going, man, okay, Season 10's going to be lit. They're seeing Forza and these other games coming. They know they have big racing games and bigger games coming out. Maybe they will end up jumping in and really trying to change this around and really get this game on track. But then I was like, you know what, dude? We're coming up to 3 years now. I have a feeling the updates and the direction they're taking with the game will probably not really change the way we want it to, because they're probably working on the next game, guys. I am willing to bet they have most of the developers on the Crew 3 or whatever that game is called. I really hope it is not a Motorfest 2. Please do not do that to me. Please do not give us a Motorfest 2. My goodness, that would be terrible. But I believe most of the developers are on that game, and this game just has a really small team on it that's just pumping out a little bit of stuff here. Because, guys, honestly, getting a little playlist like this that is now one playlist every 3 months that's apparently drip-fed to us, it's like, bro. Now, I'm sure people might come out and say, well, Blocked, we will be getting some more stuff. Do not worry, in mid-season. I'm like, that's cool. But what about now, dude? Because I want to have more things to do, not at mid-season. We need more things to do now, bro. I'm tired of how these updates come out in newer live service games, and they show you the entire update that's launching, but they only give you a piece of it, and then every week or every month into that season, they give you another piece of it. Like, come on, man. Stop giving me crumbs. Give me the update, kind of like how we used to do old DLCs. I mean, what happened to that, bro? What's kind of wild to me is I have a feeling a lot of people end up thinking about this, though, because I know for a fact, guys, I can't be the only one. I got super hyped, or at least excited, to see what we were going to do in Season 10. And to be real, this update really, it kind of just made me go, dang. So, is this all we're going to get now for the rest? I mean, is this it? You know, because technically we'll get an extra season now in the entire seasonal design that they're doing. But if this is how they're going to be doing the seasons, and it also kind of made me go, dang, so is this really the better way to do it, bro? Or are we actually going to be getting drip-fed part of the playlist now with some other stuff, and that's literally it? Because, again, guys, think about this for a minute. I wanted to do this to keep it real with y'all, and do not worry, because I have some rant videos similar to this, or discussion-based, about some stuff on Forza I also want to talk about. So I ain't glazing that game either, bro. I have some things I want to talk with that game that is probably not going to sit 100% with people. But I want to do that because I think those discussions, like this one, are super important, okay? Because we're coming up to 3 years. We still have just Grand Racing. The summits are honestly really boring. I had a way better time with them in the Crew 2. I don't know what they're doing with these. The rewards about 90% of the time are terrible. Getting the rewards in the main stage is terrible. And I just don't think this game long-term with this current model is ever going to get a bigger player base or really grow. And I think most people might just wait for the next game, because right now I don't really think Motorfest has the right direction, man. I mean, I've been playing this a little bit in this update, and honestly, guys, there's a few hours of content here, if that. You don't really have much of anything else going on besides a couple of races, and that's kind of it. Like, you could jump into the Trackforge, but again, I guarantee y'all people will get bored of that, as I talked about in the other video on Wednesday, because it's just a couple of the same things, and the modules are kind of similar. You would literally run into the same routes over and over almost, which is something I noticed on the other Trackforge thing, which a lot of people also talked about. But you guys know what? I can keep talking about this, as it honestly frustrates me so much, man. There's so much potential in TCM, and I honestly believe 2 years ago when, you know, closer to when the game was out, I was like, man, this game has a lot of potential. If they lock in, they could really get this stuff out there. And honestly, coming up to year 4 almost here, it just makes me go, you know what? I don't think they actually want to focus on the potential in this game, and they're probably trying to focus on what's coming in the next one, while Motorfest just puts out these little rinky-dink updates, and then maybe the big thing they're going to work on is the next Crew game. Because honestly, with Motorfest, guys, I do not see any drastic changes happening in this game. And the thing is, I hope I'm wrong. I hope with year 4, I am wrong and they go crazy, but at this point, it's honestly really hard to believe anything after seeing what we are getting in this season, and also the previous 9 for that matter.